Well, today's lesson is a grammar lesson, and I am sure most of you have an idea about this lesson. Well, so the lesson is gerund and infinitive. Let's get started. What is an infinitive? An infinitive is this form, to plus verb. For example, to see, to be, to go, to play. Well, let's say these examples. My mom expected me to come home early. So the infinitive is to come. And here we have two verbs. Pay attention. We have two verbs. We have the verb expect and plus an infinitive. I hope to see you soon again. I hope to see you soon again. We have again the verb hope and the verb to see, which is an infinitive as well. Mr. Alami told me to be here at 10. So we have the verb told plus to be. So as you can see, we have one verb here followed by an infinitive. One verb here followed by an infinitive. Fine. So here we have a list of common verbs that are followed by infinitive, which means you have to put these verbs in your mind. Try to explain them if you find difficulty to understand a verb. Okay, so when you have the verb want, for example, after this verb want, we use an infinitive. Okay, not these verbs, we use them infinitives. No, after these verbs, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you. I want to ask you. So, I want to ask you. So, want plus infinitive. Well, we have another list of verbs followed by infinitive, but this time without to. We call it bare infinitive. It is an infinitive, but without to. And we have this list of words. For example, we have make, would rather, had better, and modals. You remember, of course, what are modals: should, could, must, may, will, and let. So after these verbs, we use an infinitive without, okay, without to. Let's study these examples to have a clear idea. Let's discuss short story this evening. So you have the verb let, this one, plus discuss. So discuss is an infinitive without to. She made them work. Made, which is make, work. I should revise this lesson again. So the modal should plus an infinitive without to. So in this case, we cannot say I should to revise, or she made them to work, or let's to discuss. No, we use let plus infinitive without to. Now, what is a gerund? So, a gerund is this form, verb plus ing. Let's study these examples. Playing tennis is fun, so this is a gerund. We enjoy playing tennis. This is a gerund, of course. And he is excited about playing tennis. It's again a gerund. Now we have here a list of verbs that are followed by gerund. So these verbs we have, for example, enjoy, admit, anticipate, appreciate, and so on and so forth. Look at this example. I enjoyed playing football. So enjoy, it's here, plus a gerund. Fine. Something else you have to bear in mind is that when you have these verbs come and go, okay, after them we use related verbs to outdoor activities. Okay, we use some verbs that are related, some gerund which are related to outdoor activities. We can say let's go swimming. So swimming is an outdoor activity. Let's go fishing, skiing, walking, shopping, driving. So all of them are outdoor activities. Expressions followed by gerund, not verbs, expressions. Feel like, can't stand, can't help, look forward to, would you mind, can't imagine, it's no good, it's not, or it's worth, or it's not worth, without preposition, for, in, on, prepositions again, and accompaniment. Examples: I feel like going for a swim. Feel like, meaning I want to go for a swim. Okay, I feel like going. I feel like going. So after this feel like, we use a gerund. Would you mind opening the window? Again, after mind, gerund. He left the restaurant without paying. After this without, we use what? A gerund. Good. Some verbs are followed either by a gerund or an infinitive, but sometimes they have no change in meaning. What does it mean? So we have this list of verbs and we have these examples: began, continue, and. Look at this example: it begins to rain, or it begins raining. So here we have the same meaning. I can say it begins to rain or it begins raining. I have no problem. I can use plus gerund or I can use plus infinitive. But some verbs, they do have difference. If you use plus infinitive, it's not the same when you use plus gerund. Let's study these examples. I remember to close the door. I remember to close the door, which means the door is open now. The door is open. So I just remember, so I am going to close it. Okay? After. I just remember now. So here, what comes first? Closing or remembering? Of course, remembering. So first I remember, then I am going to close the door. Look at this one here. I remember closing the door. First I closed the door, then I remembered that I closed it. So the door is closed now. So which one comes first here? It's closing number one, and after I remember that I closed the door. So what you should pay attention to here is that when you have to, for example, this one here, I remember to close the door, so this action will happen in the present or in the future. Okay, the action of closing. But when you have ing, it refers to the past. I remember closing, so closing happened in the past. So as you can see, there is a big difference. Now we reach the practice part. We have here some sentences, and in each sentence there is a gerund or infinitive. So you choose the gerund or infinitive according to the verb. For example, when you read this one, when Ahmed got tired, he stopped to study or studying. So are we going to use here to study, which means infinitive? Are we going to use studying, gerund, or both of them? Okay, depending. So here you have to pay attention to the verb before. For example, here the verb stop, here the verb decide, here mind, intends, and so on and so forth. Okay, the last exercise is this one, and again you are going to circle, put a circle, okay, the gerund, infinitive, or both. So the ones in bold here. Okay, that's it. Good luck with this, and thank you so much for your attention. And everything will be fine.